Good morning guys, and oh my god, I'm finally talking in the video. So while my computer is starting up and I turn on the app that makes me study, I'm going to tell you what's the plan. So obviously this is a study with me, so I'm going to study, like honestly study. What I have to do is I have one sheet of music homework to do, which is double-sided, so I have to do some melody erasing and backing chords. Then I need to organize my geography notes because they're just all over the place, and then I'm going to study some of the geography notes, which I'm going to show you some life hacks of how to study essays. And then I have to take down a lot of home ec notes because I'm kind of behind on a little bit of the home ec notes, and I need to take down a lot of home ec notes. And then I need to do this Venn diagram for study for my teacher, which is honestly the most dumbest idea I ever heard in my whole entire life because I'm just not that kind of learner. But I have to do it because she's going to check that one day. And then I also have to do some exam questions, because I don't have exam papers yet, but I could do some exam papers for study purposes. But I have to do some workbook questions in the home ec workbook. So without further ado, I'm gonna start doing some study, and like halfway through the way, I'm gonna give you some life hacks of how. The very first kind of tip I have to give you is organizing your sheets. And I understand this could be a bit hard to do, especially for me, because back in when I was in third year, maybe I couldn't organize my sheets for life. But this year I ordered myself this amazing little document holder, and it has 8 pockets, and all my pockets are labeled for different subjects. So I have an English pocket, I have an art pocket, I have a geography pocket, I have a maths pocket, Irish, and a Russian pocket. And you know, that makes my life so much organized. Even labeling and organizing this will be amazing, because when I got this at the very beginning, I was literally shoving all the sheets into one pocket. But now that I actually organize them all by subjects, it kind of gave me more I kind of became more organized because I know where everything is and I can find it more easily. So you know, organizing those sheets by subjects and having all different compartments will make your life a lot easier. I just finished 15 minutes of, well maybe not 15, maybe 12 minutes of learning geography notes, and which is I know you will say that this is not learning because you literally just did 12 minutes of just skipping through the pages, but this is my way of learning because I mostly know already, not everything in this copy because we did a lot of new stuff that I'm still kind of trying to figure out to learn it off. But back in the, when we did back in October, November stuff, I already pretty much know. I'm just running back through it all because I still want to have it fresh in my memory. And you know, geography is very, very, very hard because there's so much essays to learn and there's so much writing to learn. And you know, maybe the highlighter will do you if you're visual learning, but for me the highlighter does a little bit of the job. It doesn't do me the full job. So back when I just started 5th year, and I got those long ass essays and we got the test 2 weeks after, and I'm like, how the heck am I gonna learn all these essays off by 2 weeks? Because there's no way in hell I can. Which I did. I tried my best, but I still didn't learn it off that well. because I was just probably using the wrong technique for myself to study, because I was just reading and reading and reading and reading. Sometimes I wrote them down again, like, you know, wrote out the notes again, but that's just not my style of learning, I guess. It just isn't. So I figured out my way of learning, and I'm about to share it, which probably it might not suit you if you're not that type of learner, and you might not even like it. But for me, how I study my essays for geography, but even I do sometimes for home ec, but it's not that much of it. For art, I do for art as well, because art is a lot of essays as well. So what I do is I start reading out the notes like I'm a teacher and that I'm teaching a class. And I start turning the notes into my own words to make it like seem easier to understand, not that I'm teaching it to students, but to myself. And that just makes it stick in my memory, remembering that, oh, okay, I said this so many times that I changed it into my own words. I pretended that I taught it to a class. So yeah, this is one of those life hacks that really helped me to learn off all my essays for geography and some things for home ec, because home ec is more about like actually learning, and geography is just learning off the essays. So yeah, it's great. I really recommend doing the like being a teacher kind of life hack of like basically reading out the notes out loud. And not just, I don't like just reading out loud, just like Ireland was once in two halves 50 million years ago, Ireland was 30 degrees south of the equator. Yeah, not like that. I actually do want to change it into my own words, and like change it into my own words and try to teach a class, like go back over it, maybe like you might saw me using a lot of hand gestures, but that's just me trying to remember. Just like when I was learning about volcanoes, I'm like, okay, obviously I know it's a triangle shape, but to actually familiarize myself, I'm like, okay, volcano, triangle. Okay, I can't make a triangle with my hands. Triangle. There we go. Triangle shape. You know, like positive effects of volcanoes. I first write out like, okay, so we have like, where are we? So yeah, we have like new islands, geothermal energy, minerals, tourism, fertile soil, and then we have the negative effects of volcanoes, which is like, yeah, deaths, destruction of cities, you know, all that kind of crack. But first of all, I just focus on the main words, which is like for positive effects, tourism. So like, okay, tourism, I'm gonna like go quickly in my head, so what does all that mean? Go back quickly, think of what I already know in tourism, and then read out what I actually have in my copy, and then pretend I'm teaching it to a class. So that was geography for me, 12 minutes of geography, which was pretty good. I went back over plate tectonics and volcanoes. Now I have to do a lot of So I just finished studying home ec, which was 25 minutes of me doing notes on cream and butter and some yogurt and doing my workbook. So what I gotta say for like if you do home ec and you struggle with home ec, you see my problem is of you giving it advice. I never really struggled with home ec because all to me it's really like just common sense, and I'm like, okay, I kind of know all this. But I never really kind of sit down in front of the home ec book and start like literally like studying all my notes, because that's just, I don't really need that, because I already know, except like for some stuff like now in future, because we did a lot of new stuff, so I'm like, okay, I actually need to sit down and study this. But in most cases, I know most of the things that already are done. Like we're currently on, we just finished yogurt before we left on midterm break. And like I knew all the milk products, like that's easy, like I know all of that. Like we did milk, eggs, alternative protein foods, meat, fish, like you know, I knew it all. I just needed a little bit of a revision over them because I'm like, okay, I've got some of it over to junior cert, and then there's some more stuff to learn because there's more details now in leaving cert. But what advice that I have to give you is like, I don't know what kind of learner you are, it depends what kind of learner are you. Visual, writer, what's the name, do you read notes? Do you say them out loud? Do you do the teaching method? Do you write the notes? I don't know, exam questions, whatever you do. But to me is what I like doing in home ec is I like to, while I'm writing down the notes, I keep saying them back over in my head, and like while I write them down, I already have them memorized. And I really take a lot of time into my home ec notes. Like I really put in so much effort into them. This is like the only subject that I put in so much effort into my notes is home ec. I don't know why, but it's just one of those. It's just home ec is just one of my subjects that I really put in my effort into the notes. Not even geography. Geography, I'm just like, but geography is just a problem because I'm like, I need to take this down as fast as possible before she moves it down and I can't see it anymore. Art, we don't really take down a lot of art notes. It's just kind of me writing my own notes at the end of the day. And then the rest of the subject is fine. But home ec is just one of the subjects that really just take care of my notes. And like if you can see my notes, like I really do put in a lot of effort. I use 2-color pens. Sometimes I use highlighters. I have diagrams. I barely use highlighters in my notes because I just don't really need the highlighters because I kind of just already know it. I just see the title. I'm like, okay, I know this. Like if like for the food commodities, like guidelines for buying and storing milk, I'm like, I already know this. Like, you know, store it at 4 degrees. Stay away from strong smelling foods. But I'm not giving you a revision here. But yeah, studying home ec is just one of my favorite subjects to study, and I really put in a lot of time and effort into my studying into home ec. But like, to give you a little bit of advice to study home ec, it's just you really need to figure it out how, because it is a lot of home ec is just basically your daily living, like you the food, the nutrition, the family, sociology and all that. It's basically how you live every single day of your life. You just really have to put it into common sense and figure out how you could interact with it every single day of your life. And if you like, you buy food, you look at the ingredients, you look at the nutritional value. There you go. There's some learning of home ec. But yeah, it's just about putting common sense into home ec and figuring it out. Honestly, obviously, if you hate home ec, you don't want to do anything with it. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Just like, if you hate home ec, that's fine. That's fine. You hate home ec, that's fine. Alrighty, so now I just have to do a little bit of music, and then, oh yeah, I didn't do the Venn diagram, but honestly, I really refuse to do it. I really don't want to do it because it's just such a bad idea, but I'll probably do it in some other day just before we go to school on Monday. But yeah, next start. So we have the study all done except the Venn diagram because I still refuse to do it. So I just did some music, I did home ec, I did geography, and I'm pretty sure I'm done except that I still have to do the Venn diagram. But I'm like, I really don't want to do it because it's just so stupid. For home ec especially, because I'm like, this is not a maths class to do Venn diagrams, this is a home ec class, like, leave me alone with your Venn diagrams. But anyway, so I did a bit of study, like, you know, I do a bit of study, like, not every single day because I'm not a study person, like, I don't do study every single day, but I do study every now and then, and like, I do my homework obviously, and I study for my tests. But yeah, that was the video. And what I also have to say about music is, for me, I never did music for junior cert, and I'm doing it for leaving cert now. But what advice I have to give is probably counting, because for me, music is just about counting. It's just like counting all my steps, counting all my notes, like everything. For me, it's all about counting. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this study routine of mine. This is like kind of what I do on the weekends. One weekend, like maybe, like usually I do it on a Saturday, just like wake up early, do a little bit of a like study routine. And yeah, that was the video for it, guys.